Well, one thing is clear. Pennsylvania voters recognize that the Republicans who were in charge in the state house, they were running a radical agenda that was extremist. Not only were they not standing up for women's rights and our reproductive health, but they also, unfortunately, were not defending democracy. They were the same Republicans that just a few years ago tried to throw our votes out in 2020. They signed a letter, sent it to our congressional delegation, alleging there had been irregularities in the election, spreading the big lie, which led to a deadly insurrection. And voters in Bucks County are aware of this, and they are proud of the work that the House Democratic Caucus has been doing under my leadership. And they look forward to us finishing the year out strong with our one-seat majority, and this November expanding beyond one seat.
Well, speaking of this November, you have conversations with your members from Pittsburgh to Philadelphia. If the Biden-Harris campaign called you for advice on how they're doing with voters in Pennsylvania, what would you tell them?
I'd let them know that voters are fired up and ready to go, but we cannot take it for granted. We have a lot of work to do with the largest voting demographic. That's our youngest voters from 18 to 35 years old. We have to engage them with people from their generation, letting them know how important this election is and why we can't just go hands off and say, oh, it doesn't matter who's in the White House. It does matter. The future of our nation is on the line. Our democracy is on the line. Our ability to vote freely is on the line. We see what has happened with these extremist right-wing Supreme Court justices under our former president, and we see the opposite with our current president. He has appointed more people that look like me to the federal judiciary than any other president prior. I'm not just only talking about the Supreme Court Justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson, but also people that I worked with that were public defenders with me here in Philly. They are now federal judges. President Joe Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris have kept their word, their promise, and we have to make sure voters are prepared to have their back in Pennsylvania come November.
Period. Pennsylvania Speaker Joanna McClinton, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.